What happens to your mortgage when you pass away? That's a great question. And I'm Ben Weaver, Illinois attorney. I help folks all over the Chicagoland area buying and selling houses, and also with wills and trusts and estate plan documents. And today we're going to talk about your mortgage and what happens to it when you pass away. So here's the deal. When you buy a house, when you refinance, you're getting a mortgage. And the documents you sign, the actual mortgage, after you sign it, it's been notarized, it's recorded with the county, and it's attached to the same records as a house. So whenever anyone looks up the county records, they see that your name, you're on the deed, you're the owner of the house, and you've also signed this mortgage, and it's sitting there on the county records that show the world that this bank, this lender, this financial institution has a lien on the house and that you owe them money through the mortgage. Now, unfortunately, you went on this crazy around-the-world cruise and you fell off the cruise boat and you unexpectedly died. No one expected it. And now the house is empty. You've passed away. What happens to the mortgage? Well, all right. What we have to determine is who is liable for the mortgage. So you, as the homeowner, liable for the mortgage. So if anyone else is living in the house, if they want to continue living in the house, they have to pay the mortgage. How do they do that? Well, different banks, different financial institutions have different rules and different ways of doing it. Sometimes I've heard stories of where the family just keeps paying the mortgage for years and the bank never questions it because they get their money every month and they're perfectly happy. Other times, the financial institution catches wind of it and they start sending letters telling them that they need to either refinance or they need to sell the property. Sometimes they won't even accept the payment because they say, hey, you're not the person on the mortgage. You need to get this figured out, the paperwork figured out and readdressed. So there are a lot of rules which your particular bank. But if you want to live in the house, best thing to do is you got to keep paying that mortgage. So I would reach out to the bank and try to find a way to either refinance or package the mortgage so that you can continue living there and there's no disruption with the mortgage. Okay, but what if no one's living in the house, or what if you don't want to live in the house anymore and you want to sell? Well, if you want to sell the house, you have to pay off the mortgage at or before closing. So it's just another cost you have to figure in. When you're selling the house, there are the realtor fees, there are the title fees, and you have to pay off the mortgage. So what happens is that when you're talking to the realtor about selling the house, when you've signed the contract, the title company and the attorney will factor in the approximate amount that you have to pay off the mortgage. So if you have to pay off the mortgage and the mortgage balance is $200,000, but the house is only worth $100,000, well, there are going to be problems because you can't pay off the mortgage with the sale of the house. But if you reverse it and you're going to sell the house for $200,000 and the mortgage is worth $100,000, then that $100,000 can come out of the sale of the house, and that house is sold, the mortgage is paid off, and everyone is happy. So if you want to live in the house, you got to deal with the bank. You got to work with them to straighten out the mortgage, make sure that you can continue paying it after the initial person has passed away. You want to sell the house, you can plan on paying off the mortgage at the time of the sale. But what happens if absolutely nothing happens? The person who owns the house dies, the mortgage is not paid off, and the house just sits there vacant. Well, eventually, the bank is going to foreclose on the house, and you're going to go through the whole process. It's going to take a while. It's not a quick process, but eventually the house will take over the bank. The bank will take over the house, and the house will be owned by the bank, and then they'll go through the foreclosure process, sell it to someone else, and someone else will move in and start enjoying the house again. So I hope this helps explain what exactly happens, that if you pass away, what happens to your mortgage. At some point, the bank will get its money, whether your family continues paying off the mortgage, whether your family sells the house and pays off the balance, or nothing happens, the bank forecloses, and they take the home and resell it. The bank's going to get their money. Best thing for you to do is talk to an attorney, talk to your realtor, talk to a title company, talk to the bank. Make sure you communicate. Number one, always communicate, and make sure that you're working with people to straighten out the issue. Worst thing you can do is sit and do nothing, because that's when the bank will foreclose, and that's when the house will be taken without you having any say in the matter. Any questions about this? Leave it in the comments below. I'm Ben Weaver, Illinois attorney, and I'll see you in the next video.